आज हम बात करेंगे CS609 यानी सिस्टम प्रोग्रामिंग की, जो आपकी पूरी डिग्री का सबसे पावरफुल और टेक्निकल सब्जेक्ट है। कुछ स्टूडेंट्स को लगता है कि हेलो वर्ल्ड प्रिंट करना ही प्रोग्रामिंग है, लेकिन जब वास्ता इंटरप्ट्स और बायोस के हेक्साडेसिमल कोड से पड़ता है, तब पता चलता है कि कंप्यूटर की रूह से बातें करना कितना मुश्किल काम है। यहाँ एक गलत रजिस्टर आपके पूरे प्रोग्राम का बेड़ा गर्क कर सकता है। लेकिन घबराने की ज़रूरत नहीं, क्योंकि इस वीडियो में मैंने फाइनल टर्म के वो तमाम मोस्ट रिपीटेड MCQs और अहम लॉजिक्स शामिल की हैं जो आपके पेपर को आसान बना देंगी। अगर आप वाकई फाइनल टर्म में पास होना चाहते हैं और सिस्टम हैंग होने से बचना चाहते हैं, तो इस वीडियो को एंड तक लाजमी देखिएगा, क्योंकि मैं वो बातें बताने लगी हूँ जो शायद ही कोई आपको बताए।
Question: which loader scheme allows loading and execution of a program without waiting for entire loading? Answer: C. Relocating loader. Explanation: this loader adjusts a program's addresses on the fly, allowing it to be loaded into any available section of memory. Question: the primary function of a linkage editor is? Answer: B. Resolve external references between object modules. Explanation: it binds separate code files together by matching symbols defined in one file with their usage in another. Question: which of these is not a type of loader? Answer: D. Macro loader. Explanation: absolute, relocating, and direct linking loaders are standard types, whereas a macro loader is not a standard system tool. Question: in two-pass assembler during first pass. Answer: B. Symbol table is built. Explanation: the first pass scans the entire source code to identify and record all labels and symbols in a dedicated table. Question: the main purpose of relocation is to? Answer: B. Allow program to be loaded at different memory addresses. Explanation: relocation modifies address-dependent code so the program can run correctly regardless of its physical location in RAM. Question: which table stores information about external symbols in linking? Answer: C. External reference table. Explanation: this table lists all symbols that a module needs but which are located in different external files. Question: dynamic linking occurs at? Answer: C. Run time. Explanation: unlike static linking, dynamic linking connects library functions only when the program is actually being executed. Question: the loader that places program at fixed memory location is called? Answer: B. Absolute loader. Explanation: an absolute loader requires the program to be loaded into the exact specific memory address determined at compile time. Question: which is not a loader function? Answer: D. Optimization. Explanation: loaders are responsible for memory allocation and linking, but code optimization is handled by the compiler. Question: in loading, the process of adjusting address-dependent code is called? Answer: B. Relocation. Explanation: this is the technical process of updating internal memory references to match the program's actual starting position in RAM. Question: which loader resides permanently in ROM? Answer: C. Bootstrap loader. Explanation: the bootstrap loader is stored in permanent memory to start the computer and load the operating system. Question: ELF stands for? Answer: A. Executable linkable format. Explanation: ELF is the standard file format used for executables and shared libraries in Unix and Linux systems. Question: the loader that loads system programs into memory is? Answer: B. Bootstrap loader. Explanation: this specialized loader is responsible for bringing the core operating system files into the main memory during startup. Question: which addressing mode requires relocation? Answer: B. Direct. Explanation: direct addressing uses absolute locations that must be updated if the program is moved to a different part of memory. Question: dynamic linking reduces? Answer: C. Disk space. Explanation: it saves space because multiple programs share one copy of a library on the disk instead of each having its own copy. Question: the output of lexical analyzer is? Answer: B. Tokens. Explanation: the lexical analyzer converts a stream of characters into meaningful units like keywords and identifiers called tokens. Question: which compiler phase checks for type compatibility? Answer: C. Semantic analysis. Explanation. Semantic analysis ensures that the operations in the code are logically valid, such as not adding a string to an integer. Question. Why ACC tool is used for? Answer. B. Syntax analysis. Explanation. YACC stands for Yet Another Compiler and is used to generate parsers that check the grammatical structure of code. Question. The finite automaton used in lexical analyzer is? Answer. B. DFA. Explanation. Deterministic finite automata are used because they offer a fast and efficient way to recognize patterns like keywords. Question. Which is not a compiler optimization technique? Answer. D. Tokenization. Explanation. Tokenization is a basic step in the initial analysis of code, not a method for improving the performance of the final output. Question. Intermediate code generation occurs after? Answer. C. Semantic analysis. Explanation. Once the compiler confirms the code is syntactically and logically correct, it creates a machine-independent version of the code. Question. The main advantage of using intermediate code is? Answer. B. Machine independence. Explanation. It allows the compiler's front end to remain the same while the back end is adjusted for different types of hardware. Question. Which data structure is used in symbol table? Answer. C. Hash table. Explanation. Hash tables are used because they allow the compiler to look up variable and function names almost instantly. Question. Left factoring is used to eliminate? Answer. C. Common prefixes. Explanation. Left factoring rewrites the grammar so the parser doesn't have to guess which rule to follow when multiple rules start the same way. Question. Which parsing method uses backtracking? Answer. C. Recursive descent parsing. Explanation. This top-down parser might try one path and then backtrack to try another if the first one doesn't match the input. Question. Which system call creates a new process in Unix? Answer. B. Fork. Explanation. The fork call creates a child process that is a nearly identical copy of the parent process. Question. The system call used to change file permissions is? Answer. A. chmod. Explanation. The chmod change mode call is used to set who can read, write, or execute a specific file. Question. In Unix, which system call creates a new directory? Answer. A. mkdir. Explanation. The mkdir system call is the primary command used by programs to create a new folder in the file system. Question. The file descriptor for standard error is? Answer. C2. Explanation. In Unix systems, 0 is input, 1 is output, and 2 is specifically assigned to output error messages. Question. Which system call duplicates a file descriptor? Answer. A. Dupe. Explanation. The dupe call creates a second file descriptor that points to the exact same file or communication pipe. Question. Inode in Unix stores? Answer. C. File metadata. Explanation. An inode stores all information about a file, such as size and permissions, except for the actual file name and data. Question. Which system call moves the file pointer? Answer. C. lseek. Explanation. The lseek call allows a program to jump to a specific position within a file for reading or writing. Question. The system call used for interprocess communication via pipes is? Answer. A. Pipe. Explanation. A pipe creates a data channel that allows one process to send its output directly to the input of another process. Question. Which is not a type of file system? Answer. D. TCP. Explanation. TCP is a networking protocol, while FAT32, NTFS, and ext4 are methods for storing data on a physical disk. Question. Journaling in file systems helps in? Answer. B. Recovery after crash. Explanation. Journaling keeps a log of planned changes, making it easy to restore the disk to a consistent state after a power failure. Question. The maximum file name length in FAT32 is? Answer. C. 255 characters. Explanation. While originally very short, modern FAT32 systems allow file names up to 255 characters long. Question. Which system call returns file status information? Answer. C. Both A and B. Explanation. Both stat using a file name and fstat using a descriptor provide information about a file's properties. Question. Hard links in Unix share the same? Answer. B. Inode. Explanation. Hard links are just multiple names pointing to the same physical storage and metadata index on the disk. Question: which system call changes the current working directory? Answer B. CHDIR. Explanation: the CHDIR system call allows an active process to switch its operating context to a different folder. Question: the system call used to map files to memory is? Answer: A. mmap. Explanation: mmap allows a program to access file data as if it were an array in the computer's RAM, improving speed. Question: zombie process is a process that? Answer: A. has completed but entry exists in process table. Explanation: a zombie process has finished its work but stays in the system list until its parent acknowledges its exit. Question: orphan process is created when? Answer: A. parent terminates before child. Explanation: when a parent dies first, the child is called an orphan and is usually adopted by the system's init process. Question: the system call used to wait for child process termination is? Answer: A. wait. Explanation: the wait call makes a parent process pause until its child finishes executing. Question: which scheduling algorithm can cause starvation? Answer: C. priority. Explanation: in priority scheduling, low-priority tasks may never run if higher-priority tasks keep being added to the queue. Question: context switching occurs when? Answer: A. process moves from running to ready state. Explanation: a context switch is the OS saving the state of one process and loading another to share the CPU. Question: the process state immediately after fork is? Answer: B. ready. Explanation: after being created by fork, the new process enters the ready queue to wait for its first turn on the CPU. Question: which system call replaces process image with new program? Answer: A. exec. Explanation: the exec call clears the current process's memory and loads a completely different program in its place. Question: real-time scheduling is used in? Answer: C. time-critical systems. Explanation: real-time systems are used for tasks that must be completed within a very strict guaranteed time limit. Question: the maximum number of processes that can be created using fork is limited by? Answer: C. both A and B. Explanation: process creation is limited by both the physical memory RAM and the fixed size of the OS's process table. Question: which is not a process state? Answer: D. compiled. Explanation: running, waiting, and ready are active process states, while compiled refers to a file that hasn't started running yet. Question: round-robin scheduling uses? Answer: B. time quantum. Explanation: round-robin gives every process a small, equal slice of time called a quantum to ensure fair treatment. Question: process control block contains? Answer: D. all of the above. Explanation: the PCB is a data structure that tracks everything about a process, including its state, counter, and register values. Question: the system call to send signal to process is? Answer: B. kill. Explanation: the kill command is the standard way to send various signals like stop or terminate to a running process. Question: multiprogramming systems require? Answer: B. memory protection. Explanation: memory protection ensures that multiple programs running at once cannot overwrite each other's data. Question: CPU scheduling decision is made when process? Answer: D. all of the above. Explanation: the OS decides which process to run next whenever a process stops, waits for I/O, or finishes completely. Question: virtual memory is implemented using? Answer: C. both A and B. Explanation: virtual memory combines demand paging and segmentation to allow programs larger than physical RAM to run. Question: thrashing occurs when? Answer: B. excessive page faults occur. Explanation: thrashing is a state where the system is so busy swapping data to and from the disk that no real work gets done. Question: Bilaty's anomaly occurs in which page replacement algorithm? Answer: A. FIFO. Explanation: Bilaty's anomaly is a rare situation where adding more RAM actually causes more page faults when using FIFO. Question: TLB stands for? Answer: A. translation look-aside buffer. Explanation: the TLB is a high-speed hardware cache that quickly translates virtual memory addresses into physical ones. Question: the optimal page replacement algorithm? Answer: A. replaces page used farthest in future. Explanation: this is a theoretical algorithm that always picks the page that won't be needed for the longest time to minimize faults. Question. Internal fragmentation occurs in? Answer. A. Paging. Explanation. Internal fragmentation happens when a process doesn't fully use the last fixed-size block of memory it was given. Question. External fragmentation occurs in? Answer. B. Segmentation. Explanation. External fragmentation happens when there is enough total memory, but it is split into small, non-contiguous gaps. Question. Which I/O technique uses CPU to transfer data? Answer. A. Programmed I/O explanation. In programmed I/O, the CPU must actively manage every byte of data transfer, wasting significant processing power. Question. DMA stands for? Answer. A. Direct memory access. Explanation. DMA allows hardware devices to move data directly to RAM without bothering the CPU for every single byte. Question. Spooling is used for? Answer. C. Printer sharing. Explanation. Spooling places document data into a queue on the disk so the printer can process jobs one by one. Question. Device drivers are? Answer. B. Software modules. Explanation. Device drivers are specific software programs that teach the operating system how to talk to a piece of hardware. Question. Buffering is used to? Answer. D. All of the above. Explanation. Buffering smooths out data flow and handles speed differences between fast and slow components. Question. The system call to increase heap size is? Answer. D. Both A and B. Explanation. BRK and SBRK are the low-level system calls used to expand the memory available for dynamic data storage, the heap. Question. Which is not a disk scheduling algorithm? Answer. D. Swap. Explanation. Scan, cscan, and look are ways to move the disk head. Swap is a memory management term. Question. RAID Level 1 provides? Answer. B. Mirroring. Explanation. RAID 1 creates an identical mirror of your data on a second disk to prevent loss if one drive fails.